appears to be a lucky man with a loose tongue.
Thank you, Jeff, for that report. And yes, indeed, we continue to follow up on this developing story. Be sure that KTN and Standard Media Group as a whole will be bringing you the very latest as they do arise now. The government has received a major blow today after the High Court temporarily suspended implementation of key sections of the controversial Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Act 2025 assented to by President William Ruto last week. The court issued the orders in a case filed by a politician, Ruben Kigame, and the Kenya Human Rights Commission challenging the act of alleged violation of the Constitution. The law regulates how Kenyans use social media and what they dare to post. Grace Nganga looks at this law.
The first bill to receive presidential assent.
The bill is among 8 bills signed into law on the morning opposition leader Raila Odinga died. The Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Amendment Act introduces hefty fines or jail terms if any retweets, reposts or forwards misleading content. The bill had sailed through Parliament on 8th of October, giving the President 14 days to act under Article 115 of the Constitution.
It appears the President waited for Raila to die in order to pass, to assent to the bills. The information I have is that that is not true, because the leadership, the House leadership, was invited the previous day. Obviously, no one knew that Honorable Raila was going to pass away by that time.
The Cybercrimes Amendment Act introduces tougher penalties for online offences and gives authorities more power to monitor digital spaces. Supporters say it will make the internet safer, but critics warn it could silence users and limit free speech. Under the law, posting or sharing false or harmful content could attract a fine of up to 5 million shillings or 3 years in jail. Cyber harassment, including online bullying or causing emotional distress, now carries a fine of up to 20 million shillings or 10 years imprisonment. Phishing or online fraud pretending to be someone else to obtain data attracts a fine of 300,000 shillings or 3 years in jail. And anyone caught doing an unauthorized SIM swap could face 2 years in prison or a fine of 200,000 shillings. The MP cum constitutional lawyer said the new law that also gives authorities power to order the removal of harmful or false posts sparked sharp debate in Parliament.
Some of us felt that the bill needed to be fine-tuned to make sure that while it can address all those other issues, it does not necessarily restrict the civil liberties.
It might look harmless, but to be honest, it has got far much reaching repercussions, and we will regret as a country not so far from today.
Na wajue sasa sheria imetoka, kila mtu afanye adabu yake kwenye mtandao.
On the question of public participation, the MP maintained that the process was carried out and that a fair number of Kenyans submitted views. Those in support of the bill says introduces firmer safeguards against cyberbullying, online harassment and digital impersonation offences that have grown rampant with the rise of social media.
The reason to have such an act is obvious, and I support it, because of some of the things people do in cyberspace, okay? Including things that you and I will find quite objectionable.
Victims of online abuse can now seek legal redress more easily, and platforms are expected to cooperate with authorities in removing harmful content. The case will be heard on the 5th of next month. Grace Nganga, KTN.
Meanwhile, several rights activists and leaders have condemned the government's move to enact the Computer Misuse and Cyber Offences Amendment Act, terming it a ploy to deny Kenyans their freedoms to express themselves. The activists, including Busia Senator Kiam Tata and Hussein Khalid, have said the new law will suppress government critics. They accused MPs of passing the piece of legislation. Here is what they said.
The Computer Misuse and Cyber Crimes Bill, the Land Act and the amendment to the privatization, the enactment of the Privatization Act are very, very bad laws, and I'm going to court to challenge them.
We also must condemn the very same parliament that actually produced this document, because what we are seeing clearly are leaders failing Kenyans in terms of violating openly their rights.
And I need to let every Kenyan know that China, through its technology, and some of the European nations and some from the Middle East are sponsoring this government to repress using technology.
All these bills, they came into Parliament. It was open. We discussed about them. Public participation was done. There was nothing that was hidden. In fact, I wondered about the former Chief Justice Maraga yesterday when he spoke. I really, I felt pity for myself.
And top officials of the Social Health Authority